Hey guys, Kevin here to bring you a brand new video where today we're going to be doing day 10 of Failed Film February. And the film that we're going to be talking about today is called Orgy of the Dead. Now, I know it probably sounds like this is a really out there film to some people, and it is quite out there. So, this is a erotic horror film written by Ed Wood, who is, known for his like crazy stories. I can't remember who it's directed by, but yeah, Ed Wood wrote it, and you can definitely see his odd tendencies in this movie. Like it's basically like his movie. Like you can tell there's like a lot of very strange things about this movie. Essentially, it is kind of not really a film. It's basically like a bunch of like dance numbers with some plot around it, and it's about this couple who get in this car crash and then have to endure these dances that these girls do, and basically they put on like this whole show for like a night of entertainment with this empress and the master, and it's just like this whole long thing that they go through. And yeah, it's actually kind of fun. I kind of just had a good time with this. I mean, the thing about it is that it's not like a well made film in the fact that the acting is horrendous. Like, there's literally like so little quality in the acting. Like, it's so bad. And the writing is like very bad. It's just so cliche and so unoriginal. It's just extremely dry. And yeah, the dialogue is terrible. Like characters will like repeat the same lines over and over again, where it's like, we should turn back. We should turn back. Or like sometimes there's like at one point there's like a character who's like saying the word no, like because she's been like tied up and they're like threatening to like do things to her, and she just keeps screaming no, and it's just like in this like terrible acting manner. Yeah, so there's things about it that make it like not a good film, but also at the same time this film is just so much fun and it's so easy to watch, and when it's not trying to be a movie is when it's enjoyable, because a lot of this is just these dance numbers of these topless women dancing. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, he just likes it because of the topless woman. Well, I mean, certainly that can make it enjoyable, but there's things about it that are good. The music in this is really good. Like each sort of dance has its own sort of like musical number that kind of like adds to it and just makes it like enjoyable. Like they all have like different sorts of like themes to them, that just make them each of them fun. And there's sort of like good use of color, and the way these people dance is interesting, and yeah, it's just like designed in a sort of like artistic way that's actually like rather appealing. There's like some good uses of color here, and just like the choreography of the dancers is good. So yeah, it's just like pretty fun overall. I mean, it is like super super campy quality. Like really really low effort movie. Also given the fact that there's a fucking fog machine that's so fucking obvious in this movie that really sells the campiness. That's the only visual that like I just can't get with. And some people could like get with it just because, they're like, "Oh, it's just a shitty low quality movie. They're going to use fog." I mean, that's just like something to add to like the campiness of it. But I don't get fog, man. Why do you have to use like excessive, unnatural looking fog? Like fog doesn't look like that, man. Fog doesn't just like come in and like wade past a character like that. Like that's just, I think, like too much. It's just like silly looking. I don't get why they do that in like so many movies, especially like movies from like that time. This movie was made in 1965, and yeah, there's just like a lot of movies like that that felt the need to use like fog, and yeah, I just don't get it. But yeah, certainly, it's not like a perfect movie, but it's definitely like extremely watchable and it goes by pretty fast. So I would actually kind of recommend it. I mean, don't go in looking for like an expertly made film, but just like go in just hoping to have a good time, and you probably won't be disappointed, I feel like. But then again, this movie has been panned heavily by so many people. It has all negative reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. All the six people that reviewed it, critics, gave it bad reviews. It has a 20% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. It has 2 on Letterboxd. It has a 3 out of 10 on IMDb, and that's 2 out of 5 on Letterboxd. But some people on Letterboxd have given it a little bit of praise, and I feel like this movie has a little bit of a cult following. And it does kind of surprise me though that like this movie's not like more appreciated. I guess more people are just looking at it at like the base level of like what makes a good film with like acting, writing, production value, things like that, aren't great in this movie. I will admit that, but like I just feel like I wish people would be more open to like, just enjoying this, but seems like a lot of people aren't, but you know, what are you going to do, right? But yeah, this film was on Mubi actually, though, and I feel like people might have like maybe started appreciating it more after that because like, Mubi is like generally like a place for like artistic, underground, foreign, lesser known, high quality cinema. Um, where it's like, maybe there's some high quality, here that we can find, so maybe people are like starting to come around to that a little bit more. I don't know, with it being on Mubi for that time. But me myself, I actually watched this on YouTube. It's actually just free on YouTube, which is just like mind blowing to me because this movie has so much nudity. It's actually insane how much nudity is in this movie, and the fact that it's on YouTube, it just I don't know. I don't know how it's there because, YouTube doesn't really allow nudity. It doesn't really allow like, you know, sexual content like that on its platform. And if it does have like some content like that, usually there'll be like an age restriction notice, but this movie doesn't even have that. It's just on YouTube, uploaded by a user. It's there. It's free. And I'm just like, how is this possible? It's crazy to me. But yeah, I enjoyed this. I'm going to give it a 5.9 out of 10. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.